Greetings and very welcome back to my humble neck of the YouTube woods, guys. Today we are attempting our 5th in a row challenge of the Shan Raza Cup, and this one is brought to us by none other than John over at Retro Projections, and you can see it's Real Bout Fatal Fury Special. And the rules of this one is that you have to pick Joe Higashi, as I just did there, and I went for the same opponent as John did in his version. And you have to be on level 4 difficulty, and it must be displayed like it is on screen. And basically it's a high score challenge. I kind of looked at it, I'm not great at high score challenges traditionally, so I just looked at it to get as far as I could. I've always considered myself a decent fighter, or decent at fighting games rather, but I downloaded the wrong version of this game. It didn't have the Real Bout in the title. That was a poor start, but I made a nice comeback on this guy. Good old Jin. First round to me, happy days. And I was really struggling with that other version. I was barely beating one person on level 4 difficulty. I had a lot more joy with this particular version, so I was happy that this one is the one with the challenge. And as you can see, my basic tactics are kicks. I was always very kick heavy in video game fighting escapades. So you'll see me, I'm doing a few punches when he gets a little bit close, but for the most part I'm doing my high kicks and low kicks and mid kicks and close kicks and so on and so forth. So one opponent down, happy days. This is a lot of fun, this game, to be honest with you. I haven't decided whether I'm going to, this was my 3rd attempt, this particular video that I recorded. Haven't decided if I'm going to go for it again or not. So this is our 2nd opponent. Kaku. This one, if I remember, actually went really smooth. I came close to a perfect on him. Oh, looks a bit like Raiden, doesn't he? Except he seems to be more wind powered rather than electricity. I haven't figured out how to do any of the specials or any particularly cool combos or anything like that with Joe. So as you can see, I am keeping it very basic and just doing my cautious blocking, sweeping and kicking techniques for the most part, you know. I did see in John's version, or his first attempt rather, that was quick, wasn't it? He was pulling off some really funky tornado strikes and whatnot, and a few cool kind of across the screen kicks that I just wasn't able to do. We're heading to Hong Kong for our 3rd battle, I believe. This big fella. Big tall lad. Yamazaki. This fella hits like a truck. This is a really fun game in the sense of you can make massive comebacks, and also you can lose it all so quickly as well if they manage to get a few decent combos out and whatnot. He's kind of a mix. I think this Joe character is, I'm not familiar with this franchise at all. The closest thing to it to me is probably Street Fighter that I've played. He seems to be a mix of Ryu and Sagat to me. And good old Joe. Bit of an eccentric character for sure. Fun to play though, even though I'm keeping it. Oh, I managed to do a hat trick of tornado uppercuts there, and I'm not really sure how. What happens is that every now and again I see that my power bar is flashing, and I just basically decided to do a few button mashes and see if he pulls off anything interesting basically. But more often than not it gets me into trouble. So 3rd opponent down, everything going quite smooth at the moment. It's probably better to lose one of those matches so you get 3 rounds in order to boost up your score, maybe, I'm not sure. Good old Billy. On John's attempt, Billy actually took him down, and I'm pretty sure he was the fourth opponent for John as well. I did try a few practices after this, and Billy seems to pop up as the fourth opponent quite regularly. I don't know if that was coincidental or not. But this guy was interesting. You'll see that he made me be more cautious. I was doing a lot of blocks whenever he was jumping off screen. And he also has an awful lot of fire attacks, like that one that I luckily dodged, that if they hit you, they devastate you. So he has actually caused me trouble in future battles with him. And there's a few more opponents, like a lad with some nunchucks, I can't remember his name, and a few other enemies that I find quite difficult. So as you can see, I'm slowly, methodically trying to pick apart old Billy and his dodgy staff. How can he bring the L weapon to the battle, eh? Big punk. But yeah, I'd highly recommend giving this a chance, guys. So that's Billy defeated, I believe. He didn't even beat me once. So I'm on a bit of a lucky streak at the moment. Oh, this was an interesting clash. We're heading to Korea. It's as cold as ice, this guy. I think this became a bit of me and Kim had a big mad kicking match at some stage, and I definitely lost a round to this guy, and if memory serves, it was so close. This could be the end of the journey, lads. But yeah, it's a fun title. I've been a bit rusty on the fighting games. Tekken is probably my favourite fighting game overall. I used to really enjoy Street Fighter, Street Fighter 2 in the arcades, of course, and Mortal Kombat. I probably would have chose Street Fighter over Mortal Kombat back in the day, whereas now, playing both modern versions of the series, I'd probably prefer Mortal Kombat just from a fun point of view. I've lost touch with modern Street Fighter. I've always been very casual with fighters, but enjoyed them nonetheless, Particularly Tekken, as I said, there's lots of fun memories of playing Tekken with friends and family over the years. So this is the 5th in a row challenge that I've been able to participate in from the Shan Raza Cup, which I'm delighted with. And I think 3 or 4 of those games, certainly 3 actually, because 2 of them were the original Mario Brothers that I chose myself, and recently Sonic was chosen by the Rampage Tug. So obviously I'm familiar with those 2 titles, but the 3 other ones, Bubble Bobble, a defeat, my first defeat, I believe. Bubble Bobble, Double Dragon, and God, I can't remember the last one now. But they were titles that I didn't play. So it's nice having these new, old school, retro experiences. I think he makes a big comeback here, Kim. Yeah, just a heroic comeback. I just need to keep my nerve. Oh! Keep it cool, Joe. You can do this, man. Oh, next hit is the winner. Boom! Kim is defeated. I love the way his students jump in to defend him when he gets taken down there. That's really cool. The backgrounds and animations of this is quite interesting. We're going up against this guy next, in the Brazilian forests, the rainforests. He's a bit like Balrog, like Balrog and Zangief had a love child, isn't he? He's a pure heavy hitter, but he has the physique of Zangief, doesn't he? Franco Bash, an apt name. So I think this is the 6th opponent, correct me if I'm wrong, which I was absolutely delighted to get this far. So I would have been more than happy to be defeated by this big brawler. But we managed to sweep him off his feet there for round 1. I don't get particularly high fighting grades, I noticed. I think I got 1 or 2 S's, but for the most part it's quite low. Probably because I'm not pulling off any particularly interesting or impressive combos. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people have tried this one, and I think a few have gotten confused with, similar to Street Fighter 2, there seems to be a lot of different versions of this title. Let's hook. But he is down, guys. So opponent 6 is defeated, and I think I've gone over 300,000 points wise, so no complaints there. Now, Mary from the USA. She reminds me kind of, nice sunny beach. She reminds me of a bit of Paul and Nina spiced together from Tekken, where she comes in on the bike, you know. But surely this wee lass isn't going to stop the impressive fighting streak of Joe Higashi. Impossible. We're definitely going to advance to the next battle, guys, yeah? She had me rattled at this stage. Her unorthodox kind of kicks and flips and stuff through me, and I was disappointed that I didn't get her there. Look, she's showing off. Blue Mary. Have to try and make me glorious comeback now. Stay away from her blade heel kicks and whatnot. Have me power, but don't really know how to utilise it. Oh, that's nasty. And she absolutely bombards me in this corner, guys, and that will end my run. Defeated by Blue Mary. 2-0 on the day. Well played, Mary. And I love that our majestic Modra comes out and gives her some love, some nice licks and whatnot. So I just let this timer run down now, guys, and I show my score, and then I'll have to decide whether I'll go for round 2, or indeed if I get the time to go for round 2. Hopefully I will. And I think me being me, I also posted at the very end that I happened to, so there's my score. I happened to get all of the trophies on this particular title. So that's it, guys. I shall love yous and leave yous. Look after yourselves and each other. Be kind to all kinds. And slán a bhaile.